What's cracking, guys? Omar Yusuf here, back with another video. In this video today, I'm damn proud of this one because this is going to help a lot of people. If you want to get stronger, this video is for you. My favorite method for the vast majority of people in order to build a stronger base of strength. And what do I mean by that? Well, there's two big differences. There's peaking, which means testing, which means setting up a program to allow you to test for 1 rep max. Usually this means in assistance for preparing for a powerlifting meet, so you do a 10 or 12 week program where you test your 1 rep max. And then there's that base, that big strength base you need in order to get stronger. So you work on doing more repetitions in the 70 to 85% range, gradually building that base over time, doing more repetitions at a higher intensity, and then when you test your 1 rep max, you smash it out of the park. This is everything. When it comes to building strength, I would say the majority of your time should be in this base. So strength training 101, if you want to get stronger, this is for you. A few notes, caveats I should say, is that if you have less than 1 year of training experience, you're a complete beginner, this isn't really for you. And secondly, if you're at the super elite level, like you got a 500 Wilks, you deadlift 650 pounds, 700 pounds, it gets a little bit more nuanced at that point. So again, it won't generally apply. Instead, I'm going to assume the majority of you guys, probably 98% of you, this will absolutely work. It combines my favorite two things, using percentages as well as regulation. In this case, self-regulation. You know, when it comes to strength training programs, you'll either see percentages, so they'll say 70%, 80%, do 5 repetitions. So they give you hard percentages you must do. 80% your 1 rep max, so let's say you have a 500 pound squat, that's 400 pounds, you got to do it for 5 reps. Cool, so those are percentages. Then there's RPE, rate of perceived exertion. That uses a little bit more, more commonly, something called auto-regulation, basing your training on how you feel, or how the bar is moving, I should say. So you go in, you work up to maybe a RPE 9, or maybe you do a set of 5 at RPE 8. That means you have, at RPE 8, 2 reps left in the tank. But it depends upon that day. It's a variable. Depending upon what you got is what you give. In general, I would say I'm a big fan of auto-regulation when it comes to programs. But people need direction, including myself, having percentages, but then also giving some sort of regulation. So self-regulation right here. We assess what you should do next based upon your performance that week. Makes a lot of sense. The problem I personally find with hard percentage programs is that they assume you're going to have the perfect circumstances. So every week you're going to be able to repeat the exact same variables. But that's just not the case. If you're busy, if you have a job, if you got school, if you got different forms of stress, some weeks you might be super on, or you might be on for a 4 or 8 week block, but then shit might happen, you don't feel as good, weight's not moving as well. So that's why I think it's important to self-regulate with percentages. This is now, like I said before, my favorite strength training or method of getting stronger. So it's favorite strength training program. I will give a huge shout out before I go on to the Kaizen program. Myself, Silent Mike, Barquan. We already have, it's far more fleshed out than this. We call it our Infinite Strength program. It's a very popular program. It's available on our website. I'll link it in the description. It's one component of our powerlifting program. I'll even one-up you guys. If you enjoy this video, if you want that free repeatable program, so we want to make it into a free program. Right now it costs money. If you want us to make it for free instead, give it out to you guys. Just use it, you love it. Like this video, give this video 4,000 likes, and we'll make it happen. Anyways, let's explain all this. It might look confusing at first, but don't worry. I assure you it actually is very intuitive, very easy to use. Sit down, this video is going to be a little bit longer. I will explain everything. So first, why I like this program. I like this program because, once again, based upon your performance, it adjusts what you should be doing. So if you do well, you do more weight. If you don't do well, you take the time to correct that. Secondly, this is where you should be training the majority of your time, building this base. So really training between 70 to 85% of your 1 rep max should be where you spend your time, not doing heavy singles, because for a lot of people that's where their technique breaks down if they're not advanced enough, and when they might get injuries, things feel achy, their nervous system gets maybe a little fried. So that's why I like working in the 70 to 85% range, or I should say 65 to 85% range. The other thing I'll also say, if your goal, I think everybody wants to get stronger, If your goal is also to build muscle because you're going to be doing a lot of volume within this range, this is conducive to win that hypertrophy. If you want to build muscle, this will definitely assist because there's enough volume. Remember we talked about before, volume is a key driver for hypertrophy. People talk about power building, so want to get strong and build muscle at the same time. This totally applies when it comes to this strength training program. A lot of programs are a little lower on the volume. This is higher on volume. All right, let's break it down. So what do we got going on here? Step number one, you need to find out what your 1 rep max is. You can use this for all 3 lifts, but let's just use this as an example for 1 lift. So right here, I'm using myself as an example. I have a 500-pound squat. You need to figure out your 1 rep max. If you don't know that right off the bat, we can use reps in order to try and extrapolate roughly what your 1 rep max is. I'll link in the description. I think there's an article on bodybuilding.com. There's a lot of different articles that do this. All you need to do is know maybe what your 5 rep max is, 6 rep max, 8 rep max is about as high as I would go. And that approximately is 80% your 1 rep max. So then they could calculate based off of that. You just plug it in the formula. I'll link it once again in the description. You plug that in and then it'll calculate a rough estimate of what your 1 rep max would be. So let's say you got that. You know what you could do for a 5 rep max. You've done it before, maybe a few months ago, 6 rep, 7 rep, whatever. You enter it, you got it. All right, you got your number, 500 pounds. So you want to really focus on increasing your squat. Again, you can do it with all 3 major lifts, but we're just doing 1 now at a time. Cool. So what you're going to do now is, starting on week 1, you're going to do 3 sets of 5. Not 5 sets of 5, 3 sets of 5. Why? Well, without getting into the nitty-gritty of this, we could reference Prilipin's table when it comes to how much volume you should be doing at different percentages. But roughly, we're making the assumption that you do 3 times 5, so that's 15, and then for 1 set of AMRAP, you're probably going to get around 10 repetitions, which actually equates to about 25 total reps. So that fits well within that healthy range we want. Okay, so what do? You start at week 1, 70% of your 1 rep max. So if my max right now is 500 pounds, that'd be 350 pounds. I do 3 sets of 5, and then on the last set, so the 4th set, I do 4 sets in total. So there's 4 sets right here. On the 4th set, I do an AMRAP, which means as many reps as possible. When I say AMRAP, I should distinguish this. I don't mean until you're bleeding out of your face, you got nosebleeds, you're pooping your pants. I mean, I want you to go, let's say, to technical failure. So before it gets too damn grindy. So you could definitely, when the bar slows down a little bit, that's fine, but you don't want to reach failure. When we say AMRAP, leave 1 rep in the tank, 1 grinder rep in the tank. So you work up to an AMRAP, so your 4th set, you do as many repetitions as possible, and then we're going to evaluate how you did. So there's 3 potential outcomes of this AMRAP. If you got more than 8 reps, you got 9 reps, 10 reps, 11 reps, 12 reps, even 15 reps, some people are really good at reps. Guess what? Then next week, you're adding 2.5%. So instead of doing 70%, you're doing 72.5%. So what that means over time, if you're doing well, if you're getting over 9 repetitions every single week and you're slowly increasing the intensity, you go from 70% to 72.5, 75%, you're doing very well. You're doing exactly what you should be doing. If on the other hand, let's just say, whatever, you have an off week, your very first week, you're just not good with reps. You try 70% and you get somewhere between 6 to 8 repetitions, so 6, 7, or 8 reps, you're actually going to repeat that same percentage. So you only got, with 350 pounds, you got yourself 7 repetitions. Week 2, you're going to do, once again, 70%. Stay the exact same. Now, this is highly unlikely in your first week that you'll get 5 reps or less. But if you get 5 reps or less, you'll go down actually 2.5%. So instead of 70%, you go to 67.5%. Here's what's actually going to happen for the vast majority of you. And I know, once again, percentages, you might be thinking to yourself, holy shit, this sounds confusing. In the description of this video, I'm going to explain it more thoroughly to help you guys out. If you have any questions when I post this video live, for the next 30 minutes, I'll be answering those questions. So hit me up, I'll help you guys out. But let's once again explain this a little bit more. Essentially, what you do with this program is, based upon your performance, determines what you do the next week. I'm going to make the assumption, and I'm going to say, based upon my experience, the results with our Kaizen program, that I would say over half of you are actually going to be able to PR just doing essentially linear progression. And here's what I mean. So week 1, let's just say you do that 350 pounds, so 70%, you get 15 reps. Awesome. That means week 2, you're going to go up 2.5%, so 72.5%. So you go up just a little bit of weight. So I think that's 365 pounds. You go up in weight. Cool. Once again, you get 14 reps. You're killing it. So once again, as long as your AMRAP for that week is more than 8 repetitions, so 9, 10, 11, 12, you keep going up. You do that for week 3, which would be 75%. You once again get over 9 repetitions. You get 9 reps or more. 77.5, 80%. At 80%, which would be week 5, what you end up doing, you get more than 8 reps. So you get 9 repetitions. This means right here, once you accomplish this, step number 3, repeat until roughly at 80% you could do more than 8 reps, you likely have a new 1 rep max. You've built that base of strength. Why? Once again, assuming there's strength curves and everyone's different, but at 80% you can approximately do 8 repetitions. Most people, once again, if you fall in that range of not being a beginner, and not being super advanced, it's probably around 80% for 8 reps. If after doing this for 5 weeks, you're just doing a linear ramp, building that volume, doing AMRAP sets, if after that you test your 80%, so you keep going up, and you're finally at 80%, and you do your AMRAP, and you get 9 or 10 repetitions, and before your previous best at 80% was about 8 reps, that's 2 more reps. That means you're getting stronger. You could test after that, the week after, or take 2 weeks just to, do the week after 90%, and then the week after that 100%. You could test, you very likely will have a new 1 rep max. We can safely approximate our new 1 rep max based upon our performance in lower percentages, and that's a lot healthier on your joints, on your body, on the longevity of your training. Now, a few things I need to talk about with this that I have to explain. Some people aren't good at reps, so I just said that at 80% you probably should be getting 8 repetitions. If that's not you, if you do have a baseline, let's say at 80% instead, you get 6 repetitions. Well, instead of eventually working up to 80% for 8 or more reps, if you get 7 reps, that's good for you. You basically want to beat whatever you got before, you want to beat that. So if it's 80% and you got 8 reps, you want to get 9 reps. If it was 5 reps before, you want to get 6 repetitions. Now, let's break this down. Let's break down the potential outcomes. I am convinced that probably half of you guys right out of the gate, if you pick one movement and you do this, you do it just for 5 weeks, you'll probably hit a new PR. Now, I did say this was going to be a longer video. That's because I wanted to thoroughly explain how to use this program. A basic way to use percentages as well as self-regulating based upon your performance in order to get stronger over time. Training in that 70 to 85% range for the majority of your time. You'll notice you'll build more muscle, your joints will probably ache a little less because you're working in lower percentages, and everything will just work out better when we talk about the long-term safety, long-term progress of your training. I wanted to break this down. Hopefully it makes sense. In the description I will explain this a little bit more in more detail to help you guys out. Once again, for the first 30 minutes, I will be online when this is posted live for your steamy, naked eyes to leave your comments, and I'll help you guys out. If you want to see this released as a free program, we already have it, and a lot of you guys have bought this. Maybe you can leave a comment below if you got one of our Kaizen programs. It's available. I'll link it right now in the description. If you want this part, because it's one part, it's a small part of our much larger powerlifting program, like this video, give it 4,000 likes, leave a comment below, and we'll make it happen. Anyways, I have really missed this whiteboard. I got a lot of different things I want to talk about when it comes to training, giving you guys the science, giving you guys the information. Comment below maybe what you want to see next from this channel. Thank you so much for watching this video. I gotta get out of here. I don't know if you can hear, it's raining. Like the video, if you like the damn video. And I'll be seeing all you guys, my rascals, in that next video. Peace! Eat your vegetables, eat your vegetables, eat your fucking vegetables.